Thank you.
It's 4 o'clock and we're about to begin. Leave no one behind is the motto of the Sustainable Development Goals. It is also the guiding principle for our work towards an inclusive society. It is a global and comprehensive framework of action for development and against poverty, inequality, and climate change. With this vision, I, Michelle Joseph, along with my co-host, Ms. Alicia Paul, proudly welcomes each one of you this evening on behalf of Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions, HETS, and Sanjeevani World School. This initiative has created a pathway to the future. That is all that we want. Our young learners are they don't only have voices, but also have wings to fly. And we at Sanjeevani and HETS have ensured we prepared that platform for them to speak as well as to fly. In totality, we have 35 schools for this global event, which has 5 international schools and the rest are all pan-India. The entire team of HETS and Sanjeevani World School have got together in collaboration for such a noble cause. We believe our students are the harbingers of change. Hence, we have created such a platform for them. I would now like to introduce to you all an energetic personality, and that is my co-host, Miss Alicia Paul. She has been learning the classical form of Kathak since 18 years. She has also been awarded as the best dancer of Nrityangan and performed on the ICCR platform, Ministry of Culture. She's also represented our nation during the Festival of India in Bahrain from Government of India Ministry of Culture, and has also done many presentations of dance and was also part of the advertisement from UP government for tourism, Agra. At present, she is part of Bharat Ram Global School and cultural coordinator for HETS. I give it over to you to take it forward.
Thank you so much, Michelle, ma'am. And now it's my turn to introduce my co-host, Ms. Michelle. Michelle Joseph is the coordinator for the middle and secondary section, as well as the English HOD for English at Sanjeevani World School. She is a dynamic educator. The implications of her passion are multifold. Exploring various dimensions, she divulged into being a writer, blogger, anchor, host, trainer, and founder of her cast show, Ray of Hope, where hope is not lost but built, bringing out her real person. She has been the moderator for various events. Language acquisition is achieved through practical immersion, knowledge, and adoption of multifaceted and alternative learning approaches. Today's youth voice refers to the distinctive ideas, opinions, attitudes, knowledge, and action of the young generation as a collective body. HETS, Harvest Educational Transformation Solution, along with Sanjeevani World School, is privileged to provide this wonderful platform for students around the world to showcase their skills, creativity, and curiosity to learn more. So let us all come together and make the most of it. Once again, it's my privilege to welcome this beautiful audience who have given their valuable time to be a part of this great event. Now, moving further, as per Indian tradition, we would like to start the program by paying tribute to the goddess of knowledge, Goddess Saraswati. Mother, we pray for your blessings with all humility. Give us wisdom to make this world a better place. May all human beings live in harmony and peace. May the truth prevail. May the darkness of ignorance be swept away by the dawn of self-realization. Over to you, Michelle.
Michelle, ma'am, you need to unmute yourself.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. It is now our humble privilege to introduce the organizers. Our organizers for this Sustainable Development Goals event is Sanjeevani World School. It is a futuristic school where everyone is encouraged and inspired to learn the skills required to succeed in a globalized arena. Backed with a team of passionate, hardworking, and dedicated individuals, the school is ready to prepare each learner for future challenges, which will enable them to reach their goals. Far beyond the horizon, we aspire to empower the learners for rapid changing world by enabling them with thinking skills, global preparedness, respect for core values of patriotism, integrity, honesty, loyalty, and benevolence. We at Sanjeevani believe that we have a legacy to leave behind, a legacy in the form of our successful students who are an asset to the world, a holistic being. We willingly embrace all the responsibilities to prepare our learners not just for exams, but also for the ever changing complex world, the uncertain future. Our principal, the director, Dr. Seema Negi, she is the pillar, the backbone, and you can also call her the captain of the ship of our school. Sanjeevani World School, the entire team, along with HETS, the entire team have organized Sustainable Development Goals event. I give it over to Miss Alicia now.
HETS, an evolving institution and a social enterprise that provides essential knowledge, assessments, counseling programs, work skills, and other customized solutions in the field of education. Our vision is to build an organization with excellence in knowledge, command over technology, innovation, ability to compete at the global level, enabling meaningful and systematic change from metacognition metamorphosis. Proceeding ahead, the Sustainable Development Goals were born at the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. The objective was to produce a set of universal goals that meet the urgent environmental, political, and economic challenges faced by the world. Sustainable development practices help countries grow in ways that adapt to the challenges posed by climate change, which will in turn help to protect important natural resources for us and future generations. In 2015, a global delegations of experts developed, debated, and introduced the 17 Sustainable Development Goals to be adopted by the United Nations and its 193 member countries. The 17 goals emerged from rigorous research into global conditions and trends. They are at the forefront of international development conversations, initiatives, and require innovative research collaborations to create new possibilities and a better future for more sustainable world. In addition to learning core academic subjects, children need to grow in other areas that are equally important in the development of an all-round individual. We do not teach only to attempt, but also provide knowledge-centered, conductive environment and ambience in which they learn. Now, I would like to request Abhi Garg to proceed further.
So before we proceed further, I just want to tell the entire audience that 25th of September is a very important day because that is the day we can say that is SDG's birthday. So HETS, the able leadership of Dr. Aruna Vatkar and Sanjeevani World School, we decided to give this global exposure to our children. Though I know the moderators will invite everyone again back for 25th, but for everyone, I want everyone to stay informed. That is why I am announcing it in the beginning also from Dr. Aruna Vatkar's side and from my side that everyone is invited on 25th of September because that is the day of felicitation, that is the day of celebration, and that is the day of a new beginning of Youth Voice. Dr. Aruna, do you want to add something? And then we will move forward.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. Much awaited, all the 17 SDG goals, as Dr. Seema said, and we in collaboration as HETS and Sanjeevani World School, we are just making sure that our youth is aware of all the goals, they are having the knowledge about it and how they should take their country in future. That is what we have collaborated together to move forward. And yes, the 25th is the amazing day, and all who are joining daily and today, who all are here, we would definitely rather, invite you for that day to be present on that wonderful day. Over to you, Alicia. Thank you so much, Dr. Seema. Thank you, Alicia.
I would like to invite Abhi Garg.
Greetings to one and all present here. I am Abhi Garg of class 10th A from Bharatram Global School, Indrapuram. Today, I would be discussing about one of the most crucial and everlasting impeccable issue of independent India, poverty. Poverty not only refers to a situation in which a person remains underprivileged from the basic necessities of life. In addition, the person doesn't even have an adequate supply of very basic requirements of survival like food, shelter, and clothes. In India, most of the people are suffering from poverty and cannot afford a single meal for the day. Not only this, they don't get access to clean drinking water, healthy or nutritious food, leave apart medicine or any other necessary thing. According to the latest estimates of the Planning Commission, while the percentage of the rural BPL population has dropped from 27.09% to 37.27% in urban India, it fell to 23.62% from 32.36% during the 5-year period. But honestly speaking, these are more of numbers than of facts, as the criteria for making a person above BPL is so shabby that I will not even like to discuss on this esteemed platform. As for me, the major cause of poverty in India primarily include high growth of population, poor agricultural methods, wide gap of rich and poor, illiteracy, unemployment, and many more. Moreover, the rich are going richer and the poor are getting poorer, creating a huge economic gap that is difficult to fill. I very strongly feel that solving the problem of poverty is not only necessary but requires quick action to be taken in the right direction with true intentions. In conclusion, I would like to say that poverty is not the problem of a person but that of a whole nation. Therefore, we as the people of India should stand together and deal with it on an urgent basis by implementation of effective measures with absolute honesty and will. Thank you and have a nice day ahead. Jai Hind.
May I request Alisha to now invite the chief guest because Raviji is here. In between, I think he has lost connection, but now he's here. And then we can go ahead.
Sure, ma'am. Ravi Shankar Kumar is a mechanical engineer. He is founder of IDYM Foundation. He has over 10 years of working experience with various industries, both in India and abroad. He has done many national and international projects in the field of space technology, hydroponics, robotics, automobile, solar energy, and has received many international and national awards in recognition for his work. He has received the Bharat Gaurav Award for helping armed forces families. With the vision of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he started IDYM with idea of igniting dreams of Young Minds Foundation. IDYM has conducted space exploration program in all 28 states of India, plus 5 union territory as well as in 43 countries. During this mission, IDYM has given 40,000 plus students free of cost training on satellite and rocket technology. IDVM Foundation performs workshops on satellites, lectures on the space functions as hub of professionals, IITians, and educators, empowers the young minds to unmask and uncover the talent potentials, enhance the power of imagination, and prepare them ready to serve the country for achieving the goal self-reliant India inculcates the positive attitude and resilience ignited the dreams of young minds for a happy and fulfilling life. The young and the community for any of the school, college all around the world. I would like to request, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your great introduction. First of all, I like to thank Dr. Seema Negi ma'am and Dr. Ragna Vadkar ma'am. Both are with me and they are working with me for past 6 months. So they have also equally contributed in the mission of Igniting Dreams of Young Mind Foundation. So I would like to extend thanks to them. They are always cooperating a lot with me. And children's, I always have a dream to motivate the children's. It was my childhood dream. And I'm trying to do little bit for my nation, not too much, little bit, 0.01%. But I think it will definitely help the children to think about satellite and rocket. So that was the main aim to start igniting dreams of young minds. And today the goal, what we are discussing now is no poverty. It is a need of our, recently many of you are hearing in the news channel that there is some problem going on in Afghanistan. And whole world is trying to support Afghanistan because they are going through a big crisis. Because they have gone through 20 years of war, and before also they were having a war with Soviet Sun. So they are suffering a lot, So world has to come up together, and we should together come up and help them. That should be mission of each and everyone. And also from past 1.5 years, almost I think it's 2 years right now, we are suffering through COVID. COVID-19 has came in front of all of us. And so many people have lost the job and they don't have money even to eat, because the earlier time they have some balance, they spend everything. But if you go to the street or road, you can find so many people, they are suffering like anything. So the topic what we are going to address today, that is a need of our, and if children will talk about it, definitely society will get inspired. And I salute the effort taken by Sanjeevani World School and HETS for this SDG goals, because if children will speak, I'm just want to add last point to this. If children will speak, everybody want to implement that, because children's, ignite the mind of everyone. So thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much, and all the best, all the children. Do well and try to work for India and make our India #1 in the world. That is what we are looking for. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving ahead, HETS, an evolving institution and a social enterprise that provides essential knowledge, assessments, counseling programs, work skills, and other customized solutions in the field of education. Our vision is to build an organization with excellence in knowledge, command over technology, innovation, ability to compete at the global level, enabling meaningful and systematic change from metacognition to metamorphosis. We are the team of professionals working in field of vocations, social development, corporate social responsibility, and public policy. Our vision is to make rural and other citizens attain self-reliance by learning vocational skills. And the mission is to connect more learning partners, NGOs, individuals for making vocational skills to reach out to India masses and rural India. Now, I would like to introduce you all with the multi-talented, extraordinary, energetic personality amongst us, Dr. Aruna Vadkar. She is an educational consultant, educator, mentor, and speaker. Former principal of ARG International, the futuristic school founder, and managing director, one and only uplifting power of Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions. It is she who brought today everyone together on this platform, along with Sanjeevani. She is having a long list of achievements and awards. A few are Sanjeevani Seed of Knowledge Award 2020, Indian Humanitarian Award 2020, National Builder Award 2020, Honor to Excellence by Akal Academy, Sri Krishna Samman 2020, National Education Excellence Award 2019, and India Star Republic Awards 2019, and many more. Moving ahead, now I would like to introduce the principal of Bharat Ram Global School, Dr. Anirudh Kaur. Dr. Anirudh Kaur, Chief Advisory Officer of HETS, is having 25 years of rich experience as an educator. It is her passion to be with kids to understand their queries and resolve them. Currently, she is working as a principal in Bharat Ram Global School, Indrapuram. She is having experience of more than 10 years as principal, deputy director, and vice principal in various CBSE and ICSE schools. She is a good team leader. She believes in teamwork and promotes everyone for the growth. She is a renowned public speaker and conducted many sessions for teachers, parents, and students. She has received many awards. A few are Best Principal Award 2021 by Global Talk Education Foundation, Harvest the Nurture Guruvarya Samman 2020 by HETS, and Best Principal Award 2020 by International Chamber of Service Industry, and many more. She is a poet, singer, and a great problem solver. Her vision is to create a beautiful world of understanding where every child can make his dream come true. Now, I would like to introduce the coordinator of Bharat Ram Global School, Ms. Jyoti Sharma. She is the coordinator of BRGS, and today she will be leading the students of BRGS. Thank you so much. Over to you, Michelle, ma'am.
Thank you so much. The third school today is the organizing school, and that is Sanjeevani World School. It is a futuristic school with an outlook aspiring to empower the learners for rapidly changing world by enabling them with the thinking skills, global preparedness, respect for core values of patriotism, integrity, honesty, loyalty, and benevolence. Our mission is to craft Indian souls with global ethos. And now it is my privilege to introduce our very dear principal, Dr. Seema Negi. Ma'am lives by the principles of empathy and gratitude. She is the director planning for Sharp Minds. She is a global goodwill ambassador. Ma'am is an edu leader and as well as the principal and director for Sanjeevani World School. She is the coordinator for SARC, Nations Regional Committee for Global Youth Parliament. She is the Secretary General from India for Global Talk Education. Ma'am has won many prestigious crowns, and one is Education Queen 2018, Miss Role Model 2018. She is a proud Rotarian and social ambassador for Indian Development Foundation. Dr. Seema Negi ma'am is an advisor for Sports Academy Association of India. She is the territory head for Association for Primary Education and Research. She's associated with many social, educational organizations worldwide, a recipient of many national and international awards. Her passion and dedication lies in contributing her time and efforts for the betterment of the society. What she believes in is, and this is the maxim that she stands by, I am because we are. For her, her team, and her students are always her top priority. She firmly believes in the concept of togetherness and developing a community where people support each other to grow together to achieve their dreams and their visions. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm so excited, aren't you all? Now, please join me in welcoming the participants as the show is about to begin. And without making you all to wait, let us proceed for the much awaited program. First of all, I would like to call Rosaline Kaur from HETS to commence the session with their goal and presentation.
Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please disable the screen sharing? I'm Rosaline Kaur from HETS Youth League Association, and Devansh and Naisha are going to tell you all about UN SDG goal number 1, no poverty. May I please request to share the screen, enable the screen sharing?
That is done. You can go ahead now.
Yes, ma'am. Everyone in the country has a right to live happily, whether it is about health, about poverty, or about anything. Everyone has a right to enjoy their lives. Hello everyone. We, Resleen, Naisha and Devansh from HETS Youth League Association are here to tell you all about UN SDG goal number 1. It motives on no poverty. I would like to stress on its mission to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. What does it mean? If we look at the present situation, there are many in the world who have no place to live, who have no food to eat, who don't have many basic facilities, who don't have any job. Only one person cannot control all the poverty, but yes, if we look into it, we can support and try to fight together. We will be able to succeed at least 30% of poverty, and we will be able to reach the heights, reach the level where exactly we want to achieve till 2030. We are the youth. We are the future. I'm going to talk about what the youth can do in 1.1 target of Goal 1. What is the reason of getting poverty? There are many aspects. If someone loses any job and don't get any job, it will lead to lack of money and hence to poverty. If someone is not educated, it will not get any job or very low wage job and hence lack of money, which again leads to poverty. So, what can we do? We can spread awareness among the uneducated people so that they can learn. They can go to different fields. If we make poor children learn, they will get a bright future and will be able to get jobs. Then they will end their poverty that they experienced in their childhood. We can help them with some basic facilities. If they get those facilities, they will get a chance to change their lives for good. We can donate food, clothes. If we want to see no poverty in this world, we have to take a step forward. It will only be possible if we start from now. Many people discriminate poor. There's a mindset of people in the world. Just for a second, think if you were at their place. No one will come to you to change your mindset. You yourself need to do that. If you want a better world, if you want a happy world, change your mindset. Don't discriminate them. Help them. Help them enable their talent. Help them express their inner ability. We can't do many things, but the government adults can do a lot. You know the reality. Now you need to tell them to help the poor people. Educate them. Nothing is impossible in this world. There's no plan B as there's no planet B. There are total 7 targets, out of which I tried to explain about first target. Now, Devansh is also going to express his views about goal number 1. Over to you, Devansh.
Thank you, Rasleen.
Yeah, now I would like to request Devansh Tripathi from HETS to express his views.
Thank you, ma'am. My warmest greetings to everyone. I am Devansh Tripathi, the Technical Coordinator of HETS Youth League Association. So, the Global Goals, Sustainable Development Goals, a blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. In the year 2015, leaders from 193 countries of the world came together to face the future. The leaders from these countries created a plan called Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. This set of 17 goals imagines a future just 15 years of that would be rid of poverty and hunger. Now, the 17 SDG goals are as follows. First one is no poverty. Second is zero hunger. Third is good health and well-being. Fourth one is quality education. Fifth one is gender equality. Sixth, clean water and sanitation. Seventh, affordable and clean energy. Eighth, decent work and economic growth. Ninth, industry, innovation and infrastructure. 10th, reduced inequality. 11th, sustainable cities and communities. 12th, responsible consumption and production. 13th, climate action. 14th, life below water. 15th, life on land. 16th, peace and justice, strong institutions. And in the last but not least, the partnership to achieve the goal. Yes, it's an ambitious goal. Yes, it's an ambitious goal, but we believe it can be done in 2000. The world committed to halving the number of people living in extreme poverty by the year 2015. And we met this goal, however, more than 800 million people around the world still live on less than $1.25 a day. That's about the equivalent of the entire population of Europe living in extreme poverty. Now it's time to build on what we learned and end poverty altogether. And the question is, what's the goal here and why? To end poverty, all its form everywhere by 2030. More than 700 million people, or 11% of the world population, still live on extreme poverty and is struggling to fulfill the most basic needs like health, education, and access to water and sanitation, to name few. So the next question is, why is there so much poverty in the world? Common question. Poverty has many dimensions, but its cause include employment, social exclusion, and high vulnerability of certain population to disasters, diseases, and other phenomena, which prevent them from being productive. The next question is, I'm not poor. Why should I care about other people's economic situation? There are many reasons, but in short, because as human beings, our well-being is linked to each other. Growing inequality is detrimental to economic and undermines social cohesion, increasing political and social tension, and in some circumstances, driving instability and conflicts. Next question is, can I actually achieve this goal? Yes. To end poverty worldwide in 20 years, economist Jeffrey X calculated that total cost per year would be about $175 billion. This represents less than 1% of the combined income of the richest countries in the world. Now, aid 1.2 by 2030 reduced at least by half the proportion of men, women, and children of all ages living in poverty in all its dimensions according to national nations.
चलिए ये हो गया आपका क्लोथिंग वाला हो गया आपका
Thank you.
है ना आप कौन सी लेते हैं
Thank you so much, Devansh. It was so informative.
Now-
Next, I would like to invite Naisha from HETS to showcase her opinion.
Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs, also known as the Global Goals, were adopted by United Nations in 2015. Well, they're also known as the Global Goals, and they have universal call to action that by 2030, all people should enjoy peace and prosperity. I, Naisha, being the president of the HETS Youth League, feel that it's my duty to let everyone know what are SDGs and what is the first goal, no poverty. The 7 SDGs are integrated. They recognize that action in one area will affect outcomes in others, and that the development must balance social, economic, and environmental sustainability. No poverty is a part of an economical balance. Countries have committed to prioritize the progress for those who are furthest behind. The SDGs are designed to end poverty, hunger, AIDS, and discrimination against women and girls, and so much more. So many people die due to poverty and not having basic needs like clothes and food. To solve some problem, we need to understand what the problem is. So let's understand what is poverty. Poverty is a state or condition in which a person or a community lacks financial resources for living. Like poverty means that the income level is so low that they can't even basic human needs like health, healthcare, education, food, clothes, and etc. Well, Mahatma Gandhi has said, be the change you want to see in the world. You don't just sit and play the blame game. We have to do something. In HETS Youth League, we learned that every problem has a solution. You just need to find a key. Only government and adults it's not duty of government and adults only. It's our duty too, as we are the youth. We are the future of India. Do not think that you cannot do anything. You can bring a big change. You can bring a change. But how can we help us? And what do we need? What is the goal basically? By 2030, to build a resilience of poor and those in vulnerable situations and reduce their exposure and vulnerability to climate-related extremes, events and other economic, social, and environmental shocks and disaster. One such disheartening situation was there during the corona pandemic, where there were so many people on the streets begging to go to home when they had no place to go. What should we do? Giving is not just about making a donation, it's about making a difference. Small efforts can bring a big change. By handing over some clothes, food can bring a change in a life. Maybe giving some food and blankets could save someone's life. If you change one person's life too, then your mission on earth would be accomplished because it's our duty to help our fellow members. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day and day out. It's not just a one-day thing that overnight the poverty will end. You need to work hard for it to have a bright future for all of us. Because it's our duty. Do not just sit and play the blame game. Do some work for the nation's fame. It's our nation, it's your duty to provide nation's beauty. So who is with me? You, or you? Who is ready to bring a change in our nation so that poverty can end? So let's all take this oath. We will contribute in our nation's growth. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Naisha. It was so informative and a wonderful presentation. And also, I would like to thank Rasleen Kaur and Devansh Tripathi, and also Abhi Garg, who represent HETS. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Jyoti Sharma, coordinator of Bharatram Global School, to proceed further. I would like to invite Ms. Jyoti Sharma.
I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Now you are.
Greetings to one and all present here. Respected Aruna ma'am, all the dignitaries of this event, and my dear students. I am Jyoti Sharma, the school coordinator of Bharatram Global School, Indrapuram, and I am leading my students with their presentation. First of all, I would like to invite Presha Deshwal. She will be presenting her views on goal number 1, no poverty.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Good evening, everyone present here. I'm Prasha Deshwal of class 8th A from BRGS Indrapuram. And today I'm going to be presenting on the topic no poverty. And on the topic, I have made a video that I would like to share. Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Prasha Deshwal and I'm going to present the Sustainable Development Goal number 1, that is no poverty. The first Sustainable Development Goal is ending poverty and all its forms everywhere. Eliminating poverty presents an enormous challenge because we find it almost impossible to imagine a world without poverty. So first, let's start by understanding what poverty actually means. Poverty is when people live without basic things they really need, like food, water, money to buy clothes, education, and health care. There's poverty in every country, rich or poor. There are many reasons for poverty, such as wars. Wars can cause people to leave their homes or are not able to find food. Second is government decisions. Governments sometimes make the wrong decisions about how to spend their money. If they don't spend money on hospitals, people may get sick and be unable to work. And if they can't earn money at work, they are at a risk of poverty. Education. Lack of education can lead to poverty too. We all go to school to learn things that can help us get a job. Some children are not able to go to school, so it may be harder for them to get a job when they're older. And fourth is natural disasters. Natural disasters like tsunamis and earthquakes are factors that can lead to poverty. For example, droughts means no rain. Without rain, crops can't grow and farmers can't sell them for money. And there is not enough food for them or anyone else to eat, directly leading them to poverty. Poverty can affect anyone, anywhere. And right now, a mass of 700 million people live on less than $1.90 a day, which means that out of every 10 people, one of them has less than $2 a day to live on. Poverty can cause many problems. For example, not being able to afford. Not being able to afford a place to live can cause discrimination. Without a permanent address, it may be harder to access public services such as open a bank account. And poverty can even force some young people to work for earning money instead of getting an education. Now you must be thinking that it would be impossible to end poverty, and it's just that something we have to learn to live with. But that's not at all true. It's actually getting better. Since 1990, 1.1 billion people have moved out of poverty. United Nations Development Program has actually come up with various solutions to end poverty by 2030. First is implement nationally appropriate social protection system and measure for all, including poor, and by 2030 achieve substantial coverage of the poor and the vulnerable. Second, by 2030 ensure that all men and women, in particular the poor and the vulnerable, have equal rights to economic resources as well as basic services ownership, and that they do not face any financial problems. Build the resilience of the poor and those in vulnerable situations and reduce their exposure and vulnerability, climate-related extreme events and other economic and environmental shocks and disasters. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Presha. It was really informative and the presentable presentation for all of us. Now, next, I would like to invite Arav Sethi from Bharatram Global School. Arav, can we have you on the screen here?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. My name is Arasiti, and I'm from Bharatram Global School. Good evening, everyone. My name is Arasiti, and today I will talk on the topic of Sustainable Goal Development number 1, which is no poverty, which aims to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. So, friends, what is sustainable development? Sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. Sustainable development goals are universal call to all the nations to end poverty and improve the life and prospects of everyone. Today's topic is goal number 1, no poverty. Poverty refers to lacking enough resources to provide the necessities of life, such as food, clean water, shelter, and clothing. But in today's world, it also includes basic healthcare, education, and even transportation. Poverty can be of two types: absolute poverty and relative poverty. Absolute poverty means the income falls below a line set by the given country. Relative poverty means and people whose total income is less than a certain percentage, let's say 50% of the country median income. Poverty is not all about income and consumption alone, as money does not describe our entire story. The MPI measures poverty across 3 dimensions: health, education, and standard of living. Causes of poverty can be lack of education, natural disasters, lack of money, less opportunities, and also overpopulation. Hence, the dire need to end poverty. The global efforts declined poverty from 36% in 1990 to 10% in 2015. But due to recent COVID-19 crisis, it's reversing the rate of progress. It would increase global poverty by as much as 500 million or 8% of total human population. Before COVID-19, the projections suggested that 6% of the global population would be living in poverty by 2030. That is, we are missing the target of ending poverty. However, moreover, the pandemic has pushed further 71 million people into extreme poverty in 2020. Solution of poverty can be less wars, doing things that we don't use to charity, education, and giving people opportunities. Many countries have pledged to achieve the following targets, which are eradicate extreme poverty for all people everywhere, to reduce at least half the proportion of men, women, and children of all ages living in poverty, to ensure that all men and women, in particular the poor and the vulnerable, have equal rights to economic resources as well as access to basic services. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Arav. We enjoyed having you in this session, and we really appreciate all the efforts you put into your work. And I'm sure you will go on to do the great things since you are a talented and a smart child. Next, but not the least, I would like to call my student Tashvi Malhotra from Bharatram Global School to present her views.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, You're clear, crystal audible, Tashvi. You can
Okay, ma'am.
proceed ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening to one and all present here. I am Tashvi Malhotra from Bharatram Global School, Indrapuram. And today I am going to talk about goal number 1, that is, no poverty. So, firstly, what is poverty? The United Nations has designed a goal, and its main aim is to end poverty in all its forms by 2030. But have you ever thought what poverty exactly means? Poverty, in simple words, means not being able to afford basic needs like food, water, healthcare, or even a proper home. There are mainly three types of poverty: situational poverty, systemic poverty, and extreme poverty. Situational poverty. This is a type of poverty when a person falls in poverty due to a sudden event like loss of job, natural disasters, etc. Let's understand this with an example. Imagine there was a natural disaster in your city. All the buildings and houses were damaged, which might mean you wouldn't have a home to live now. Businesses might close down, which means less job opportunities. Poor sanitation can lead to disease outbreaks, which may leave you with a choice to either pay for food or for systemic poverty. If you try to apply for a job, you might get denied for not having a permanent address. That way, you are being discriminated for not having a place to live. It can even get harder to access public services or to open a bank account. This is called systemic poverty. What is extreme poverty? Extreme poverty means that the person earns 70 rupees or less in a day. More than 700 million people worldwide live in extreme poverty. Or, in simple terms, 1 in 10 people live on wages under rupees 70. Sometimes for them, it's as simple as no money means no food. So, what have we achieved against poverty? Some of us might think that poverty is permanent and it is something that we have to live with, but it's actually getting better. Since 1991, over 1 billion people have been pushed out of poverty. That's about the same population as India or America and Europe combined. Governments have invested in the growth of economy. Charities have raised money to support the poor and vulnerable. They even have raised awareness about this through campaigns. Social protection systems have done their parts too. They prevented a lot of people and their families from remaining in poverty and helped improve labor productivity. Here is a poster made by the United Nations to support their goal number 1, no poverty. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Tashvi. It was really an inspiring and the informative presentation where you have put your level best to make this presentation the best. Thank you so much, all of you. May God bless you all. Now I hand over the dice to Miss Alicia Paul for the further proceeding of this event. Thank you so much, Alicia ma'am. Thank you so much, Dr. Aruna ma'am.
Thank you so much, Jyoti ma'am, and also students. It was really informative and very nice presentation. So moving ahead, now I would like to call Michelle ma'am.
Thank you so much, Miss Alicia Paul. Thank you so much, the students from HETS, the students from Bharatram Global School. It was commendable. Thank you very much. I would now like to give it over to Nidhi Gupta ma'am to take it forward from Sanjeevani World School.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A very good evening to all of you. I, Nidhi Gupta, take this opportunity to introduce our students who are ready with their presentation for the first goal for today. They are Pranjal Ronawat, Kavya Shah, Vrishtisha and Heth Mistry. I would now like to call Pranjal Rumade, student of Sanjeevani World School, for the introduction, presentation and the goal for today.
Good evening to one and all present here. Today we are going to talk about one of the sustainable development goals, no poverty. What is poverty? If you were to be asked this question and if the first thing that came to your mind was related to income, then you are not alone. The majority of the people associate poverty with solely the economic aspect in mind. While this is true, it is important to address that the first Sustainable Development Goal of the United Nations aims to end poverty in all its forms everywhere and is actually addressing the three conditions which define poverty: absolute, relative, and extreme. End poverty in all its forms everywhere. Now we have a video to share. Namrata ma'am, can you please share the video?
Yes, dear Namrata ma'am will do that. You can continue further, dear. Once the video is ready, you can then, we will continue with the video.
Okay, ma'am. Globally, around 800 million people are still living on less than $1.25 a day. Many lack access to adequate food, clean drinking water, and sanitation. Rapid economic growth in countries like China and India has lifted millions out of poverty, but progress has been uneven. Women are disproportionately affected. They are more likely to live in poverty due to unequal access to paid work, education, and property. The Sustainable Development Goals are a bold commitment to finish what we started and end poverty in all forms and dimensions by 2030. Ending poverty is one of the 17 global goals that make up the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. An integrated approach is crucial for progress across multiple goals.
The United Nations plans to end world poverty by 2030. It's the first of 17 Sustainable Development Goals designed to make the world a fairer, safer, and better place. By 2030, the SDGs are committed to finish what they started and end poverty in all forms and dimensions. This targets the most vulnerable, increasing basic resources and services, and supporting communities affected by conflict and climate-related disasters. But have you thought about what that means? All over the world, people live in poverty. Poverty is when people live without basic things they need, like food, water, a place to live, or money to buy clothes, education, and healthcare. Without these, life is really hard, and there's poverty in every country, even the rich ones, which doesn't seem very fair. This proves that poverty can affect anyone, anywhere. and right now, a mass of 700 million live on less than $1.90 a day. One of the reasons why poverty is such a big challenge is because it can have many different causes. If businesses close down, there will be fewer jobs, and poor healthcare or sanitation could lead to disease, which can mean choosing between paying for medicine or for food. And poverty can cause other problems too. Poverty even forces young people to work instead of getting education, and sometimes it's as simple as no money means no food.
Nobody wants poverty. Even natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, or droughts can lead to poverty. Droughts mean no rain. Without rain, crops don't grow and farmers can sell them for money, and there's not enough food for them or anyone else to eat. Not having enough to eat can also lead to serious diseases that can make it even harder to get out of poverty. It might seem kind of complicated, but nothing is impossible, because we can do lots of things right now to help people who are living in poverty. Giving is a great way to start. Donating clothes, bedding, toys, books, even food to those who need it. Governments invested in economic growth, charities have raised money and awareness through campaigns, and individuals have come up with innovative new solutions like drought-resistant crops and inexpensive solar power. By taking action, everyone can help in fight against poverty and make the world a fairer place, starting with you. So, what can you do about poverty?
Wow, that was really informative. Now, I call upon Kavya Shah to take it forward.
Good evening, one and all. I am Kavya Shah, and we will be presenting a PPT. Ma'am, can you please present the screen?
Yes, 2 minutes and the PPT will be up. Yes, Kavya, you can go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. What is Global Schools Program? The Global Schools Program is an initiative of the UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network. What is Global Schools Program? The Global Schools Program is an initiative of the UN Sustainable Development Solutions Network in the support of UNESCO's Global Action Program on Education for Sustainable Development. The objective of the program is to create a world where every primary and secondary school student is being equipped with the knowledge, values, and skills necessary for effectively responding to the greatest challenges of this century and shaping a sustainable and prosperous world for all. What is UN SDG and why is it required? The Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) are 17 ambitious objectives for a greener, healthier, more peaceful, and equal planet agreed to by all governments achieved by 2030. First, how is it beneficial for students? Global School Program will prepare children for the future while empowering them to create a better world, educate millions of students to overcome the greatest challenges of the 21st century, and lead healthy and productive lives in harmony with nature. Research shows that education for sustainable development (ESD) is a crucial tool which not only empowers students to shape a better world but also perform better in school. Why Sanjeevani is a part of global school program. Sanjeevani believes in an education system which will help in shaping a more resilient and sustainable world. Sanjeevani World School foster a cohesive academic environment by encouraging learners to become initiative and creative.
That was brilliant, Kavya. Now, I would request Vrishti Shah to proceed further.
Students of Sanjeevani World School can take actions against climate change for sustainable development and the upholding of human rights and peace. Ma'am, can you please change the slide? No poverty. What is poverty? A state or condition in which a person or community lacks the financial resources and essential for minimum standard of living. Alone you go faster, together we go further. Leave no one behind. 17th October, International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. Stand up, speak out. The poverty is the power of smile. Hope is the midst of poverty. Poverty is worst form of violence. Effects of poverty. Poverty affects the life of poor family. A poor person is not able to take proper food and nutrition, and his capacity to work reduces. Reduced capacity to work further reduces his income, making him poorer. Children from poor family never get proper schooling and proper nutrition. They have to work to support their family, and this destroys their childhood. Some of them may also involve in crimes like theft, murder, robbery, etc. A poor person remains uneducated and is forced to live under unhygienic conditions in slums. There are no proper sanitization and drinking water facilities in slums, and he falls ill often and his health deteriorates. A poor person generally dies on an early death. So all social evils are related to poverty.
Wonderful information, Vrishti. Now, I call upon Het Mistry to continue.
Government schemes to remove poverty. The government of India also took several measures to eradicate poverty from India. Some of them are creating employment opportunity, controlling population, etc. In India, about 60% of population is still dependent on agriculture for its livelihood. Government has taken certain measures to promote agriculture in India. The government constructed certain dams and canals in our country to provide easy availability of water for irrigation. Government has also taken steps for the cheap availability of seed and farming equipment to promote agriculture. Government is also promoting farming of cash crops like cotton instead of food crops. In cities, the government is promoting industrializing to create more jobs. Government has also opened ration shops. Other measures include providing free and compulsory education for children up to 14 years of age, scholarship to deserving students from a poor background, provide subsidized house to poor people, etc. People is a social evil. Poverty is a social evil. We can also contribute to control it. For example, we can simply donate old clothes to poor people. We can also sponsor the education of poor people, or we can utilize our free time by teaching poor students. Remember, before wasting foods, somebody is still sleeping hungry.
Wow, Heath, that was fabulous. Moving ahead, I would now call upon Pranjal Rumade to proceed and culminate their presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Namrata, ma'am, can you present the PPT again?
Just give me a minute. I will present it. Just give me a minute. Yes. Pranjal, you can go ahead.
Ma'am, actually it is not visible for me.
1 second. Can you see it now?
No, ma'am.
Can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, I can. We can see your screen.
Okay.
Yes, but the slide is not to be seen.
Slide is not to be seen?
No.
It is just a white page with the
I mean, it's
inside.
the. Yes, no.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Visible. How to end poverty line. Develop a national poverty reduction plan, equal access to health care and education, sanitation facility, food, water, shelter, and clothing facility. Enhance economic growth with targeted action. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pranjal. Now, I would open the session for students to ask their questions.
Sorry, Nidhi ma'am, your voice is not audible actually.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes, thank you so much, Nidhi ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, students of Sanjeevani World School. That was amazing. We will now take it forward. Alisha ma'am, I give it over to you now to take it forward.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to open the session for students to ask their questions. And for this, first of all, I would like to request Rasleen Gaur from HETS to ask a question.
Yes. Ma'am, I would like to ask a question to Arif Sethi from BIGS that what does no one left behind mean in context of the Sustainable Development Goals?
Okay. The pledge to leave no one behind is embedded in the heart of the Sustainable Development Goals. It means taking explicit actions to end poverty, curb inequality, confront discrimination, and to fast track progress. We need to target the most vulnerable people whom societies so often miss, especially girls, refugees, migrants, rural farmers, and so many others living on the margin of society. It's about giving voice to these who are furthest behind, but who stand to gain the most. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite Devansh Tripathi to ask a question.
I'm sure. So my question is, what are the main problems in achieving sustainable development goals? I would like to ask a question to Krish from Bharatram.
Yes, ma'am. The main problems in achieving the sustainable development goal is like instability, such as there are many conflict between nations. And second is implementation, such as we have to make sure like ensuring programs fit in the local context. And one of the main conflict is governance, such as political will to transform development programs into sustainable long-term practices. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prisha. Next, I would like to invite Naisha.
My question is from Tashvi from Bharatram Global School. Why is it important to create awareness for global goals? I repeat it. My question is from Tashvi from Bharatram Global School. Why is it important to create awareness for sustainable goals?
I'm so sorry to say, but I think due to some network difficulties, she is disconnected. Can we have this question session with her after a couple of minutes, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am, sure.
Yeah, ma'am, she's disconnected due to network connectivity.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Now, I would like to call Arif Sethi from Bharatram Global School to ask the question.
Yes. My question is Sanjeevani World School. Is it time to change the civilization development strategy globally and focus on sustainable socio-economical development?
It is necessary to change the development strategy based on intensifying the exploitation of the Earth's resources on the sustainable development strategy. It is necessary to develop new energy technologies based on renewable energy sources to slow down the progressing greenhouse effect of the Earth in order to reduce the risk of dramatic natural cataclysms. It is necessary to develop ecological innovations while it may not be too late. It is necessary to save the earth through destruction for future generations. The 21st century is the last moment to introduce global sustainable development based on the development of renewable energy and ecological innovations. Sustainable development should be analyzed and measured in correlation the analysis of economic growth and the share of individual sectors in the country's economic development, including the transformation of traditional energy sources into renewable energy, environment reclamation and recovery of recyclable materials and ecological innovations.
Thank you so much. Now, I would like to call Prasha Deshwar from Bharatram Global School.
Yes, ma'am. My question is from Sanjeevani World School. In an ideal world, what should be done in your neighborhood and beyond to achieve the UN goal of no poverty?
Yes. In an ideal world, all people would know about the injustice of poverty. Education and advocacy would play a significant part in making this happen. Programs for adults and children would break the vicious circle of poverty and inequality and open opportunities in undeserved communities. Children from undeserved communities would have opportunities and receive the enrichment and mentoring they need. All people would have a voice and be able to tell their stories. In an ideal world, humanity and compassion would prevail. People would put other people first. Respect and dignity would dominate human interactions across all socio-economic backgrounds, and the preconceived notion that many people have about homeless people simply being lazy would be a story of the past.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Over to you, ma'am. Michelle, ma'am.
Thank you so much. That was really commendable, students. We have one more question and answer session left, and I would now request Vrushti Shah from Sanjeevani World School to ask her question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is to hate school, and the question is, what are global goals?
Yeah. So yes. So the global goals, also known as the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs, are a set of universal goals and targets adopted by 193 UN member states that outline a vision for the future for people and the planet. Uh, the goals are also universal and will apply to all the countries.
Thank you. I would now call upon Kavya Shah to ask her question.
Yes, my question is to head school. And my question is, how will the progress of global goals be monitored?
Well, if we talk about at the global level, there are 17 goals and 169 targets that have to be monitored and reviewed. In the globalized, there are global indicators that are agreed on the UN Statistical Commission. The Economic and the Social Council and the General Assembly will then adopt these indicators. Because it is at a big scale, that is why it is done by UN and big organization. But we also need to provide our own bit.
That was lovely. Thank you so much. Now I would like to call upon Hate Mystery to ask his question.
My question is to head school that how do we achieve sustainable development?
Yes, so we can achieve it by making some small steps. Um, like we can achieve it like donating foods, clothes, etc. to achieve goal number 1, and we can prevent the environment by making something by using non-conventional resources, and we can prevent every goal, every important goal.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So, with this, we come to the end of the question and answer session. As we have witnessed this evening, students from HETS, students from Bharat Ram Global School, students from Sanjeevani World Global School, who have left us spellbound. And that was just the first goal, that is no poverty. I now call upon Shraddha Dharji ma'am to summarize the goal for today.
Good evening to all the dignitaries present over here. My name is Shraddha Darji and I am from Sanjeevani World School. So to put up like that, the presentations and ideas that have been put, they are on point and they are very systematic by the students. The focus still remains the same, that how do we stretch our hands to contribute in eradicating poverty, as it is a need of an hour. In the year 2020, we have seen many scenarios where people had to face financial crisis. So that has even added to the condition and it has worsened it. Through the presentations and the answers that are brought about by the young minds amongst us, we have definitely come to some of the solutions in order to improve the situation. There have been programs set up globally in the schools and they have been accepted. The main objective of this goal or this programs which have been set up globally is to create a world where every primary and secondary students are equipped with knowledge and value which will help them to shape the world in a better way. In just in short, that I would like to summarize in one statement is that to achieve the SDG goal number 1, we need to become one and lend a hand to support each other. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shraddha ma'am. I now would take this privilege to introduce to us uh, the organizer, Dr. Anura Watkar ma'am from HETS. Ma'am's a passionate educationist at heart, a welfare activist in spirit and visionary in perspective. Dr. Aruna ma'am has an experience of over 3 decades in the field of education and corporate sector. She's an education consultant, educator, mentor, speaker, and her career reflects a richness and strength of diversity. She has her hands on experience of over 30 years across various designations of repute ICSE, CBSE, state boards, which include Director and Principal, Dolphin International School, Kashmir, Academic Head and Lead of Schools, Pearson, Regional Director of Schools, Zealearn Limited, South Zone, where she has designed and carried customized workshops for parents, child abuse session for principals, staff, management, and motivational workshops. At present, ma'am is the founder and managing director at HETS, that is Harvest Education Transformational Solutions, which is registered with MSME, Government of India, and this has turned out to be her dream project. During the pandemic, ma'am has also lent helping hands to society, distributed 6,000 surgical masks for 3,000 populated Talkara village in Hyderabad. She's also signed up for MOU with UK and Indonesia through her societal services. She's the founder and managing director at HETS, founder president at HETS Foundation. She's a president of Wiki Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Karnataka, Training and Development Council, Karnataka, India, honorary member of the Honorable Editorial Board of the IJBST Journal Group Mentor at EduX. Coming from an army background, she is known for her dedication, discipline, honesty, hard work, and the willpower to bring the change nationwide, including rural. She believes strongly in no gain without pain. And the important key in her life is keep extending yourself. As a strong believer in humanity and being a people-oriented person, she always wants to work for the people, with the people. Dr. Aruna Watkar ma'am is a visionary who tirelessly strives towards providing knowledge, education, skill, and employment to people across all segments of the society. Thank you so much, ma'am, for organizing an event like today, along with our school, to provide a platform where our students can speak as well as fly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Michelle. It was a warm introduction. Yes, we are all striving to bring in a change for our students. And trust me, organizing this with Sanjeevani World School is an amazing opportunity to bring the students across the nation and internationally on board for us to know where our future should lead to. It is very important that they start thinking on where are we leading the nation? Why are we getting educated? Why are we getting onto all these talks? Why are we doing it? That is very, very important, which should definitely make them think, yes, this is the one that I need to do. This is what I need to do for my nation, for my country. That is what we are all looking for. Yes, and students, one and every one here from HETS, from Bharatram Global School and Sanjeevani World School, children, you all were amazing. Amazing is not the word. And please unmute yourself and give them a huge round of applause, people. Please give them a unmute yourself. The clap should be heard. Wonderful, wonderful. We really, really loved your presentation. And it is not for today that you finish it and close it. No, whatever you all have presented, it is very much necessary that you start thinking on, take up this as a project. How will you do it? What will you do it? Think on various aspects. That is why we have arranged this. So yes, with these words, I would really thank, Michelle, all the Sanjeevani team. Maybe I might not know all the names except like, Michelle, Namrata, I see here Shraddha, and all the back end masters, and my heads team as Alisha, Dimple, Dipali, and everyone here, and not to forget Dr. Anurup Kaur, who is the lead to bring everything here, and she is a part of HETS as well, and she is the main advisory and the management officer at HETS, and she is the one who is really supporting a lot. And today, one child I would definitely want to mention among you all, because that shows nothing should stop. Nothing can stop you unless you have that, that madness that no, I have to do it. One girl you could see, Rasleen Kaur, she was on the way to hospital. She's not well, and she's having very high fever from past 1 week, and she is underdiagnosed. And the way she presented today, I would really appreciate her strength, and I would really appreciate that. So children, that give a round of applause to her. And children, what I meant to say is, regardless, there is no excuse if you really want to do something. That is what I meant to say, giving her example. So lovely children, we really, want everyone. Let me remove this. Yeah, I want to go to gallery where I could see everyone. Yeah, I went here. All right. So lovely. Nice meeting you. Yeah, now I can see all the names. And here I am. Yeah, Dr. Suganti Narayanan is also the one who is, behind the children to be guiding them, motivating them. And she is also one. And yes, here, I saw that time, I couldn't see her, but then yes, Shraddha, Jyoti, everyone I would like to take, maybe not personally, though I have not taken Namrata, yes, but yes, thank you so much for all of it. And I think there would be a word of thanks from our moderating team here, the coordinators of the team, day one, SDG goal. So people, children, get up, do something for this project. Let us see what you all will do for this, and try to attend all the sessions. It would definitely increase your knowledge. It would definitely increase. Try to get on to all the SDG goals, though you're not presenting, but listen to them. Okay? Yes? All right. Once again, a round of applause. Thank you. Yes, over to you, Michelle and
Yes,
Alicia.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. I would give it over to Alicia, Miss Alicia Paul now, so that she could induct us for the next day, that is tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. As we have successfully completed today's session for Goal 1, I request you all to join SDG Goal 2 session tomorrow at the same time with the topic Zero Hunger, which is all about to end hunger, achieve food security, improve the nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. And it is a priority of the World Food Programme. Over to you, Michelle, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Before we could say all's well that ends well, there's an important announcement, and that is I would want everyone to mark this date on your calendar. That is the 25th of September. That is the day for our culmination. That is the day for the birthday of SDG. So I, along with Alicia Paul, warmly welcome each one of you on behalf of the team of HETS and on behalf of the team of Sanjeevani World School for the culmination on the 25th of September. All right. So please ensure that you are there with us to grace that occasion and to make it a grand success. Thank you very much. And I'll give it over to you, Alicia ma'am, to take it forward.
Let me first of all start by giving the glory to the Almighty for giving us an opportunity to organize such an event to bring the year to a wonderful conclusion. I would like to thank a special guest for today, Mr. Ravi Shankar, to grace this occasion with his presence. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. I would also like to express my deep gratitude to all the principals, coordinators, and students for participating and enlightening us with their knowledge. And also like to express my deep sense of appreciation to the dedication of all amazing teaching staff. Thank you for your unstinted support. Lastly, I would like thanks to both the organizers, that is HETS and Sanjeevani World School. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, dear students. Thank you, principals from various schools. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Don't forget to join in again tomorrow for the second goal. And we will be meeting for 17 days at a stretch now. See you all tomorrow evening at 4 o'clock sharp. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, children. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you
Students,
so much,
you have
ma'am. Thank you all
actually made us all
teachers.
proud. So hats off to all our students who have done a wonderful job today. Very proud of you.
Shall we stop the recording and then they can leave, or you can end the meeting?
Yes, we can end the meeting, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.